Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelorette Recap, and this video we're talking about Bachelor in Paradise, Bullies in Paradise. A couple former bullies, have they reformed themselves? And leave a comment, let me know if you are excited to see them on The Bachelor in Paradise, which is filming for 3 weeks in June. So I guess they're about to start right now. These are still rumors. We don't know for sure who's on the cast list. But let's jump right into it. We got Queen Victoria. Now, she's the latest of bullies. But Queen Victoria's edit on the show came off very harsh, and she received a lot of hate for it. And then in the Women's Tell-All, she kind of became the victim. This is what happens. The bullies, they say what they're going to say, and then as a culture, we're all like, it's not cancel culture, it's about accountability. So then we hold them to accountability and say, you're being rotten. You're being rotten to other people. You're slut-shaming them. You're doing this. You're, this and that. And then they receive so much of that hate that then they in turn become the victim. And then everyone's like, Victoria, we love you. It'll be okay. And it's like, are we going to hold people accountable, or are we going to coddle them, or what are we doing? You know what I mean? But I am excited more than anybody to see redemption stories happen on Bachelor in Paradise. So we've got Queen Victoria, and then we've also got Tammy. So Tammy was from Peter Weber's season. They have very similar apologies, so I just wanted to share each one of them. So this is Queen Victoria's most recent one, just a couple months ago. Bachelor's Queen Victoria Larson apologizes to fellow contestants amid accusations of bullying. She said, "I'll do better next time," which credit to Victoria for developing this queen persona. I mean, she really stuck the branding on this one. So a thorn in her side, Bachelor star Victoria Larson sparked controversy with viewers for her behavior in the house, and she's ready to take accountability for her actions. I'll be the first to say the show can edit people in a certain way that doesn't give the full picture. Like, chances are she was a normal person 80% of the time, and maybe she got a little hungry, she got hangry, she got the Adderall kicked in, whatever the case may be. There might have been a scenario in which she just became rotten, and then there's no excuse for that. But I'd be willing to see if, when she says she'll do better next time, what that looks like on Bachelor in Paradise. She said, and watch how lame this apology is. She said, "I think in my effort to make my opinions heard, it may have been perceived as bullying by some, and I feel bad if my words or actions offended anyone. I take time each day to reflect and learn my lessons. I think it's important to learn from the past, live in the present, and to always move forward with a positive attitude. We learn more each day about social media and how it impacts us. I just want to encourage us all to be more positive and supportive." So essentially what she's saying is, you guys gave me so much hate on social media, but and that's always the case. A lot of times the pendulum swings way past what is fair and then just scorches everyone. So we don't want Victoria to feel harmed in any way, of course. It's the people should mind their own business, I think. But she as someone who was on the TV show, she did come off in very bad ways. And if people can use it as a learning example to do better, then that's a good thing, I think. Now, but what's funny, and I made this video last night on my live, and I wanted to kind of clean it up and make it more just like straight to camera here, because there was a whole bunch of things going on. But If I were to apologize to my fiance with this apology, she would throw the remote control at me. I think, hey honey, I think in my effort to make my opinions heard, it may have been perceived as being bullying. But if my actions offended you, no, that doesn't work. The whole like lawyer speak, like I may have this and my actions may have. It's hogwash. It's no good. It's no good. So she posted that on her Instagram story, and she said, "Lastly, of course, name calling is never okay, but I hold myself accountable and can just do better next time. I cannot change the past. It truly was not malicious, and I am so sorry. I love each girl I met on my journey, and I just hope that make your opinions heard, but you don't have to call somebody like a slut because they looked at you the wrong way or whatever. Like, you have to be a little more evolved with the way that you use your actions. Like, I hate when people hide behind the thing that's like, well, I'm just being authentically me. It's like, you're being an authentic, is what you're doing. She said, "The other contestants knew me and knew my heart and knew that I really never had ill intent. So I think they viewed it just differently just because they know me." She said on Good Morning America. I mean, this was a big story. This had to go on Good Morning America. She said, "I anticipated being well received. So to get like the bullying messages and the hate mail and the death threats, I wasn't really prepared for that at all. 100%. It was shocking." So she was shocked that she came off so poorly. Maybe she just lived an entitled world where she had no one ever told her, like, you're a raging you-know-what, okay? I'm not going to say those words, but, she was acting out of her mind. So yeah, she had, multiple people said it was a toxic environment. Before issuing her social media apology, Queen Victoria Larson said that her actions in the house were all in good fun and that she was surprised by the backlash. So that's the case. She was surprised by the backlash. I mean, look at her right there, holding court, the Queen Victoria herself. I'm sure she got a lot of laughs, and I'm sure most of the time it was fine. But boy, I think the audience. I mean, it was national news. Victoria is somebody, and then this is some fans aren't convinced that Larson was on the show for the right reasons. All the one made the cut were seen as strong contenders for James, which, obviously, come on, she wasn't a strong contender. Victoria is somebody who was great in casting and certainly had a point of view that was interesting. Obviously, nobody is mad that Matt is keeping her around, but at a certain point, if he really doesn't see a future with her, he will send her home. I don't think there's anybody that Victoria is taking the place of that Matt would say, oh my gosh, my future wife just walked out the door. So essentially what they're saying is she wasn't kicked off the show quickly because there was no better options. And I'm sure there's 10,000 women out there that are like, I would have been on the show. I would have been good. Sorry, I'm not as problematic. So anyway, she'll be on Bachelor in Paradise. Now watch, you could replace these two, Tammy and Victoria. They for the most part got kind of the same apologies out. Tammy's was a few seasons ago. I would say Tammy was for sure not as brutal as Queen Victoria was with the name calling and what that, but she was considered like the bully of her season. The question is going to be, can Victoria and Tammy coexist together? Maybe, sometimes it's like they repel each other, and sometimes they'll stick together. Maybe they'll go on a bullying spree together and not learn a thing, or maybe they'll both be like civilized and control their alcohol. We'll have to see. So after a conversation about online harassment unfolded during the Bachelor Women Tell All, Tammy is once again addressing the issue. During Monday night's reunion special, Peter Weber's eliminated contestants gathered to reflect on the season, which resulted in some heated back and forth between the women. In particular, Tammy feuded with Kelsey and McKenna, who will both also be on Bachelor in Paradise, it is rumored. And on Tuesday, she addressed the backlash she has been receiving with a lengthy note on Instagram. This is not okay, she began. My goal was to never hurt anyone. I am a strong woman, and I am not afraid to stand up for what I believe in. So she used the same thing. I'm just sharing my true colors. I'm a strong woman. I want to stand up. Everyone on the show is trying to stand up for what they believe in. They weren't considered a bully. Why were you? She says, I don't want to sugarcoat things. I will always say how it is. That's just who I am. Okay, also scapegoating someone who says rude things. Don't we all wish we could just say what we think? Sometimes you got to put on a nice face, smile, and then just, say, bless your heart, right? I'm not a bully, and I'm sorry if I came across that way. Does anyone argue the right way when they're angry or heated? Well, I guess that's what we all learn. We learn through different coping techniques how to control our ego, our limbic system, as it flares up in a fight or flight mode, take a deep breath, and not say something you're going to regret. I think that's what we all learn. I understand you're in a heightened situation on the show, and this might be the first time for you, Tammy, and for Victoria, to learn how to coexist with people you might disagree with, and that's part of growing up and being an adult. And I understand you guys are young. This might be the first time that happens. Sometimes I don't like, so now she's going to become the victim. This is what they spiral it, and you pirouette it in like a Dancing with the Stars style back into the victim. Just a little do-si-do, now I'm the victim. Sometimes I don't like to physically show my vulnerability, especially on TV. Growing up, I fought so hard to never be a victim in my life and to always try to focus on the next positive thing, which was incredibly hard to do. I want to be strong. I want to be outspoken. I want to speak up for all of those who don't get the opportunity. I don't want to dwell on the past. All right, pretty decent apology, I guess. Well, she didn't say I'm sorry, actually. So I don't know. She just basically said, I'm human. That's the way I am. I like that. If you're not sorry for it, don't apologize. I actually like that when someone doesn't apologize if they're not sorry for something. Totally fine. But to say your goal was never to hurt anyone doesn't mean you're not a bully. You can't say, I'm not a bully because I wasn't trying to hurt somebody. That's like if someone slapped their wife and goes, I wasn't trying to slap you. It's like, you're an abuser. You hit your wife. You're a wife abuser. That's just what you did. I don't think bullies grow up and aim to be bullies. It comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from sometimes bad parenting, sometimes just whatever trauma there was. Hurt people. We know this, and it doesn't mean you accept it, but it means you kind of hold people accountable, right? And I think she can grow. Counsel, not cancel. Is that the term? Tammy said her experience with the show has taught her that she needs to work on being okay with my own emotions, getting candid about her own hardships over the years, including her parents' divorce. My mom left me after my parents' divorce, and my dad told me he wasn't my real dad on my 18th birthday. Yikes! At 19, I dealt with the hardest heartbreaks I've ever had to deal with, leaving my baby sisters behind, witnessing a death caused of alcoholism, lying to attorneys to keep my alcoholic boyfriend out of trouble. My old roommate was a drug addict, my baby sister being hospitalized for an attempted suicide. All things that hurt so badly and things I blame myself for for so long. I don't regret any of the experiences because it made me strong, thick-skinned person I am today. I'm not telling you these things for you to feel sorry for me. I'm telling you these things because I feel like you need to get a better understanding of my past and why I am the person I am today and still learning to be. I like this Tammy. I enjoy this Tammy. Now imagine if we canceled her, during her season, and we never got to hear this retrospective Tammy. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to get this Tammy when it comes to, when we light the tiki torches at Bachelor in Paradise. We'll have to see. She said, normally all this negative noise doesn't bother me, but coming at me at this volume is a whole new level. You may not understand me, but just remember I am only human and I do have feelings. Thank you to those who have continued to show support through this journey. I appreciate you. All right, so yeah, if she's reunited with Kelsey and McKenna, that'll be very interesting. Tammy accused McKenna of using the show to build her brand and calling her out for dancing like a buffoon in front of the cameras. McKenna fought back, suggesting that Tammy learn to treat people with more love and kindness. I was on Tammy's side. I was on McKenna's side when this all happened because it's like, yeah, everyone goes on the show for a little bit of brand awareness. You know what I mean? Like everyone's trying to look out for themselves. Doesn't mean you can't find love on the way. Like I said yesterday, it's like at halftime, your college basketball game, you shoot a half-court shot. If it goes in, you win the prize. You get the big prize. If it doesn't go in, hey, you at least take your shot. They're all taking their shot, of course. McKenna's a blogger. She's taking her shot just like the rest of them. Kelsey confronted Tammy for accusing her of drinking excessively on the show. So this, if you guys remember this, Tammy's accusing people of being on prescription meds and drinking too much. Kind of heavy stuff. This is kind of heavy stuff. It was very similar to the Brittany Galvin accusations we had this year. Of course, we know Brittany Galvin was accused of being an escort. Whether it's proven true or not is not the point. Do you still beat your wife? Right? That the old saying where it implies the person beats their wife. It's like, well, now if you deny it, you're sounding guilty. So for someone to accuse, and maybe Kelsey does have a problem, but you don't use that, you don't weaponize that against somebody. You this was like Taylor Nolan. We look back and forth and we can just see the very clear problematic people that will say they're trying to help someone else, but they're in a dating competition show. They're really calling someone else out so they can look better. Taylor Nolan did this with I feel like you're not emotionally intelligent. We see this all the time. This is what Kelsey said. You claiming that I am emotionally unstable, that I had a mental breakdown and alcoholic tendencies, it is a strong accusation to make against somebody. By you putting that out there, now I am labeled as something that I'm not. And it's also very rude to the people that do go through those diseases that may watch this show and that feel belittled and feel ashamed from the disease that they have, and it's not okay with that. Boy, I really like the idea of Tammy and Kelsey sort of resolving this on Bachelor in Paradise. This is an old storyline, but it's there's teachable moments here. Tammy, however, insisted that she was coming from a place of concern, which is the biggest cop-out in the world. Oh, honey, I'm just coming from a place of concern. I'm concerned you're an alcoholic. Are we rolling camera? Camera's rolling. I'm concerned that you're an alcoholic. I'm looking out for your alcoholism. Please give me the bottle back. She's like, it's a juice smoothie. It's 8 a.m. We're still rolling. Just give it to me. I saw you put tequila in it. You know what I mean? I recognize you as a human being, and it's not okay for you to do that, she said. I saw it was a red flag because it wasn't the first time, so I brought it to Peter. And it's my business. I'm sorry, but we are all swapping saliva with the same guy. It is my business. Oh, yeah. That was a great season, wasn't it? A lot of people hated that season. But I think that was, interesting that, it's like, look, boy, these fights, you're open up to someone, you think they're your friend, and the next thing you know, they're telling the nation you got a drinking problem. Obviously, Kelsey took the champagne to the face. It was a whole deal. So we got Kelsey, we got Tammy, we got McKenna, we got Victoria. We're going to get some drama. There'll be some drama. We'll be getting low, as they say. Of course, this, believe it or not, is a new cast member named... Wait, sorry, what is that? This is Victoria Larson. This is Victoria Larson. They can try to steal the recipe, but the sauce won't taste the same. And, boy, the comments on some of her photos are brutal. Jesus, this is so Photoshopped. Holy Photoshop. That doesn't even look like her. The sauce won't taste the same because this is Photoshop. Makeup by Adobe Creative Suites. Brutal people. Listen, if someone wants to Photoshop their face, it's like I said this in the live stream, we're in a place where we want to be all about body positivity. We want to be about body autonomy. Let people do what they want with their body. But we also don't want to live in a world where we have these unrealistic standards we live up to, like standards that the Kardashians created and the filters that automatically change your face. Rachel Kirkconnell just posted the other day that she actually apologized for using a face filter. Now, it's one thing to use some Photoshop and clear up a zit and this and that, but when we start changing who we are, that's where you start to question, who are you hiding from? And of course, with Victoria Larson, I'm not a psychotherapist. I don't know anything about this, but it makes you wonder, did she see someone on camera that was so ugly that she no longer wants to look like that? I mean, these are questions you can just ask. And I won't be one to shame anyone for getting any plastic surgery. I'm all about whatever you need to do to make yourself feel happy. But as we know, a Band-Aid versus, curing the problem on the inside, it's way healthier to cure whatever issues you have on the inside and then let those glow and radiate outwards. I'm not saying she's not doing that work. I'm looking forward to how it goes down. Katie Thurston says, will this be the greatest comeback of all time? And then Rachel Kirkconnell says, yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. So we're all excited for her. We're excited for, at least I am. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Victoria Larson? Are you excited for Tammy? Will you be looking forward to Bachelor in Paradise? Will you be live streaming with us? I'm going to get a big coconut I drink out of, a big straw. Maybe I'll just attach the coconut to my mic stand and just have a straw that runs up here, like beer helmets and a nice Panama hat. We're going to do the whole thing, folks. It's going to be fun. Please stick around for the journey. Hit the subscribe button below. Like this video. And I wanted to give a shout out to all of my new Patreon members. Unbelievable. We had 95 patrons this week. If we can get that to 100 by the end of the day, that would be so amazing. I've got private episodes, extra content, behind the scenes stuff, tons of content on there. I shared a Greg Grippo story. One of our fans is trying to slide into Greg Grippo's DMs. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. Let me know what you guys think about all that. You can go to patreon.com/Dave Neal for the bonus weekly episodes and all the extra info. All right, more content to come. I've got Bachelor alumni complaining about the rotating door of hosts for Bachelor in Paradise. And you know what I wanted to promote lastly? Let me see if I even have this clip. Oh, you know what? I don't. I really wanted to promote yesterday's video that I made I made a video. A lot of people aren't going to see this because it doesn't have any of the spicy characters yet, but there was a TikToker who decided, I'm going to pull it up for you guys right now, a TikToker who decided to call out one of Katie Thurston's Bachelorette contestants because he dumped her before he went on the show, and the way in which she called him out just came out really bad. So I analyzed this whole thing right here. It's called TikTok tries to publicly shame Bachelorette contestants and it backfires in her face. So I got the referee whistle, and I'm officially a referee, #referee Dave, and I will be making sure to adjudicate proper justice when it comes to call out culture. Listen, call out people for their bad things, but sometimes a guy's just not into you. And David Scott, I believe is his name, seems like a really cool guy. So for him to even tell her that he didn't see it working out with her and all that before he went on The Bachelorette, not a bad thing to do. Maybe he just didn't want to break it to her that you're not the one. We were friends with benefit. We were just talking. Talking means bumping Harrison's. I don't care what you say. That's what I feel like. All right, folks, leave a comment. More stuff to come. Happy Friday. Have a cocktail for me. See you guys in a little bit.